Hello everyone, welcome back to It's Amber J. Today we are going to be making some homemade sushi. On top of that, I will be giving you guys some cool little facts about the culture of Japan, along with the reason why this cuisine has become so popular. So let's get started. So today I am not very into, raw fish. I'm more into just maki style or the veggie style. But one thing I did find out is that there are 7 to 8 different types of sushi. So it goes from oshi sushi, nigari sushi, I don't want to say it wrong, but I think it's shimari sushi and sake sushi as well. There's so many different types, and it's super cool knowing that this culture has so many different ways of preparing this specific dish. So, though I am very bland with my taste buds, I will still provide you guys with some cool little facts and let you guys know why I love sushi so much. Alright guys, so I just cut up a little bit of a cucumber julienne style, which is very thinly sliced, which is perfect for sushi. Next, what we're going to do is take some green onions, chop them up the same style as well, and do the same with the avocado. I'm going to thinly slice half of one, which is going to be the perfect amount for one sushi roll. So I'm going to cut half of an avocado. We're going to thinly slice the inside of the avocado, which will be perfect for the maki sushi. And then I'm going to use a spoon and scoop it out and put it on the plate next to me for when we put the sushi together. So next what we're going to do is take some green onion. I usually like to stick with just the top half. It's not as strong as the white area. So we're going to just take one chop like that, and then I'm going to cut them all in half. And that'll work perfectly for the roll. Alright guys, so next what we're going to do is take some imitation crab and chop it up just a little bit to make it a little bit thinner. Just make it easier to put together in the roll. Another super cool fun fact is, did you know that salmon is actually a white fish, and the only reason why it's orange is because of the crustaceans that it eats? So whenever you see sushi, remember that one. And guess who told you? Me. I love little cool fun facts like that, so figured I would share that with you guys. Alright guys, so now we're at the fun part, which is putting the sticky rice, which I did pre-prepare. Depending on what store you go to, it takes 30 minutes to let it soak, and then you cook it for 30 minutes, and then it's another 30 minutes to let it sit to get to the right consistency for the sushi. So I have a little sushi maker here. I guess it's kind of the cheap version, but honestly, I love this little machine. It works super well, and I think you guys will love it too. So I'm going to put a minimal amount on both sides of the sushi maker. Alright, so what we're going to do next, I'm going to take this side of it, the round part, and kind of squish it down just to give it the indentation for everything else. Alright guys, so now that we have the rice on both sides, we're going to take some of the imitation crab and make a little line with that. Not too much, just the right amount. Another cool fact I found out is the reason why sushi became so popular is back in 1923, there was an earthquake and the rent in the Japan area went down drastically, so it was more affordable for local chefs to be able to afford to buy a facility to be able to make a brick and mortar location for sushi. So basically, it used to actually be a street food. And yeah, because of that, people were able to actually afford to turn it into a real restaurant. So that's how we all know what it is now. So thank you to that in a weird, morbid way. But hey, you know what? We get to learn more about sushi. So hey, I love it. Why not? Now I'm going to put some avocado in as well. We're going to just put a few layers. Nothing too crazy. Alright guys, so now that we have all of our veggies, imitation crab all put together, I'm going to tightly close it up, lock it shut, and then put this little end piece on and twist it in. Gotta put a little effort into it, but it works. Okay, so now we're going to take the end off. So it should look like a regular sushi roll. And then I'm going to take some seaweed wrapping paper. We're going to lay them next to each other. And the best way to make these stick is actually to use water. So I'm going to do a little bit on this side, just so they stick together a little bit better. So, I don't know if some of you knew, but not all wasabi is actually wasabi. They use ground up horseradish and they dye it the color green and mash it all together. So that's usually what they serve at a few restaurants because wasabi is a little bit more expensive. So you can usually tell when you go to a restaurant if you are a wasabi fan or not. I'm not a spice girl, but a lot of my friends can tell. And yeah, so it's a little fun tip just so you know. Now what we're going to do is slowly push the sushi roll out of the wrapper container and put it on top of the seaweed. Then we're going to take this little contraption here and attempt to roll it up without it falling apart. I have tried multiple times to make sushi, and it can be very hard to do. So the fact this is actually even like a solid piece is impressive. So now that it's completely rolled together, we're going to take a little bit of water, a little right under here, right under the ceiling, and shut it, and then roll it up again with the wood pick thing. And there we go. We're going to let this sit for about 10 minutes and then slice it with one of the sushi knives. Alright guys, so I just finished letting it set for about 15 minutes. What I'm going to do is take my sushi knife and thinly slice each little piece. Alright guys, so I just finished slicing up my sushi. We're going to lay it out on the plate so you guys can see how it turned out. Something super cool I actually researched and found out about sushi is the original way to make it. They used to ferment it in vinegar rice, like a vinegar, wine, rice concoction, and the fermentation process would actually cause the sushi to actually taste like pungent cheese, which is pretty insane. And I saw that, I'm like, oh my goodness, I definitely Not saying I like the flavor of pungent cheese, but I would love to try traditional old style sushi at some point in time. But otherwise, this is what I have for you. It is my modification of the sushi that I love, California roll. And yeah, so let's dive in, see how it tastes. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of It's Amber J and getting to have a little bird's eye view of my style of making sushi. I hope you have a wonderful day and subscribe below.